It's enough, I think. It's enough, I think.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Green Live Stream. I'm your host, Edie Arndell. Good to have you here, and I'm here with my super amazing co-host, Mr. Scott Free.
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
So, please like, subscribe, and share the live stream. I always forget to do that at the beginning.
We've been forgetting that for a while, and we're close
I
to
know.
600. We're getting close to 600, so we may have to have a campaign again.
Without
like
trying. We really tried to get to
Right,
500, and then
500.
600 is just happening. So,
Yes. So we're going to push now.
anything you can do to help us spread the news and give it a little green slant on it, would be helpful. So we have a big show today, but I wanted to show you our graphic because Scott does an amazing job.
I do have fun. Yeah, the interesting, really fascinating thing about Melissa, and I watch the Weather Channel. I say that every damn time on every show. The fascinating thing was to watch it as it approached Jamaica, because I had never seen it, and you kind of get a sense there of how big the eye is and how perfect it is. It was weird. It looked like an alien was invading it. I mean, I've never seen one so. Yeah. So we'll be talking about Melissa and just
that's the first one. Yeah, I come up with the title. We put it together all week, and then I come up with the title, and Scott makes it into a graphic. Like he does the visual angle, which is great.
It's super fun to do those.
I think it's this that you wanted to talk about. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So yeah, it is one of the strongest Atlantic hurricanes in over 100 years. Let me just read this. Melissa. Okay, you want to read it? It's a little
Hurricane Melissa is already a history-making storm, landing on all-time lists for strongest Atlantic Basin hurricanes, and could be the most intense Atlantic landfall on record. The strongest hurricanes in the Atlantic Basin history span from the Great Depression to present day.
And I think the important thing, I don't know internal politics of the weather government systems, but the folks on the Weather Channel, they were kind of saying, that's the initial speed record that comes in is through the plane, and yet they have other ways of detecting those speeds. And they were showing a couple charts. They were off the charts. Like they record speeds in the heights of the hurricane. All the numbers were over 200, all of them. And so I don't know if they're going to actually change it. The all-time record is 190, and I think
that's out now.
I think this was way past it. Now this is not the recorded speed, which they do as kind of an average thing, but it's the highest ever recorded at one moment. So it was 252 miles per hour, and that's as it gets really close to Jamaica there.
219 knots.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so I think this one, we start talking about climate change again, because I watched it. It was a wave. They call them waves that come off the African coast. It just kind of dragged along, and then it got into the Caribbean, which they say it was 2.5 degrees hotter than warmer than normal. I don't know what the exact temperature was, but I remember them talking about 89, 90. And so it was real obvious when that came in, sitting there, 90-degree water temperature, boom. And it just shot up. They used to have a thing called rapid intensification for, like, if it did it a 35 mile per hour speed change within 24 hours or something. It does it like in an hour or something. It's just it blasts way past all those records. And so, this one, and this is, the hurricane season, the U.S. got really lucky this year just because of the other patterns. So we had 3 Cat 5s, but most of them just kind of went all out into the ocean. They come close and then leave. So it was just a lucky year for landfall for the U.S. But no, it's definitely.
And with what's going on with, nothing's getting funded, people are getting fired. Should a hurricane come smash all your stuff, I don't know what you're going to do.
Yeah.
And people think that the climate change, it's just a couple degrees. Well, when it's ocean temperature, it makes storms more intense.
Right.
Just a couple of degrees can be the difference in between how intense the storm is.
That's the amazing thing. It's a direct relationship. If you don't have any other things like wind shear and stuff, it is just a factor of that water temperature. You knew it was going to be Cat 5 when you saw those water temperatures.
Yep. So you had an article.
Yeah, I think there's a.
This is from New York Times. It's a YouTube. Hurricane Melissa leaves a trail of destruction. So you want to see what? I believe this is Jamaica.
Yeah, this is what happened in Jamaica, and I'm sorry, I forgot. I'm producing today. I totally forgot that.
Okay. We so appreciate Hazel when you're here, but today's not a day.
Yeah, Hazel can't make it today. So
we do the best we can. Because Green Party, we do our own work. We don't pay people so much to go do our bidding.
Okay.
We're working class, baby.
Yeah. Here we go.
Okay. Oh, and Cuba.
Oh, Haiti. Okay, so they're covering all the places.
Okay.
Or Jamaica, yeah.
Look at that. I'm not reading it, but
it's okay. Yeah, I mean it's.
As you can see, to my right there, the church is gone. Roofs and buildings, they're all gone. It's gone.
We have no light, we have no water, and we have limited amount of food items. So it's like we're cut off from the rest of the world right now in this terrifying time.
None of this back here is even going on.
Fuerte, el impacto eso fuerte. Primero hizo como una calma así, de momento eso gritaba que parecía una fiera mala lo que y empezó bra.
¿Qué le pasó a
el techo se lo llevó, la arrancó completo, estaba bien cogido el soldado y todo bueno, de ahí para acá todo se lo llevó.
Yeah, so 70% of Jamaica is without power. And Robert Ray from Fox Weather, he was on the ground there, and he said it's the worst he's ever seen in his lifetime of the destruction. And yeah, there are no, they don't have systems in place, to do quick food aid. So it's going to be a really bad situation for people for quite a while until they can get some
And did
help.
you see the woman with the bucket gathering water?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, she was putting it in the stream because they have no water.
Yeah.
That's where disease happens.
Yeah, it's a really bad situation. But yeah, I think a number of records broken, and that's also, it just is a sign of climate change. If you keep breaking records all the time, every single year, yeah, and I think they may end up saying that this was the strongest ever in the Atlantic. I don't know, I haven't heard in Pacific how that stacks up. Most of it is Asia, Japan, and China. So
yeah. Speaking of breaking, my friend's neighbor, a white man, age 66, came home from a 20-mile run today. He is competitive, and ICE asked him to move his car. He didn't move fast enough for their taste. They took him down, kneeled on his chest, and broke 6 ribs. Still think they aren't going to get you?
Yeah. I mean, again, it's like you read the horror story every single day in the Chicago area, and it's just an absolute nightmare. We have another article. Let's see. Oh wait, that's the one. The U.S. citizen. Yeah.
Oh, there was one. Oh, is that the same one about the
I
Halloween?
think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. What's happening is completely disconnected from what they're saying is happening. And we'll get into later how that's going to affect our country and our economy and how everything works. But yeah.
Yeah. No, it's really.
And he was just running down the street.
Yeah. And it was at they were having a Halloween parade. So the kids got to witness this. And I was reading another just post from someone how they were outside and it was a family, young family, was just coming out of their house. And then the kid yells at the mother, "We don't have a whistle." And it's so, the kids know what's going on. They know what's going on. And it's
Oh, look, they're showing it there in the corner.
okay. Keep watching. I don't know what to keep watching is. Oh, right. The guy. I mean, you get to see there's the incident. There was a bunch of people out there. Of course, now everybody's out there with their phones, and you see a couple, and it's very obvious. The ICE guy has already got him behind the bed. His arms, he's laying flat down. His head is like this, and you see him hit the face multiple times. Yeah, you see it. I mean, it's right there.
Of that man?
Yeah. Well, now again, I've seen so many, but I'm pretty sure that was the one because it was right by a car. And yeah, you see them hitting the guy in the face. I mean,
I mean, I know most of our audience gets it, but we need to tell people that don't get it. I just went to go visit my dad. He voted for Trump. They have no idea this is going on.
No.
We need to show it to them.
No, they don't.
They look confused and they're like, huh?
No, all you hear on the Fox News side of the world and the others with them are just, all the rapists and drug terrorists that they're catching and, all the criminals. They're just grabbing all the criminals. That's all they hear. They don't show any of this video. That's for sure.
Yep.
And it'll segue into a thing we're having later, but you know how I am. I gotta say it when I think of it. One thing that I thought was so weird, and this was early on when they were starting to talk about, the immigration issue, was those Venezuelan gangs, and they had a name for the gang. And I'm like, Venezuelan gang? What? What are you even talking about? And now I get it because of what we're going to talk about later. Yeah. Anytime they're going to prep for war, folks, months in advance, they're putting out the things. They're putting the crap out way in advance. Yeah. So now I get it. Oh, that's why they were talking about Venezuelan gangs 6 months ago. So
yeah, and they tried to overthrow him before with Juan Guaido, years ago.
Yeah.
And then you think about Russiagate, that wasn't true, and then you think about all this China hysteria. We're just losing economically to them.
Well, and
they're a threat, but just because they're doing better.
And it's all propaganda. Again, I've talked about it so much, but it kind of goes back and forth. Okay, what came first, Russiagate or the plans to invade Ukraine with NATO to push Russia to the brink so that they could get ready for a proxy war, right?
Feels like it happened around the same time.
I know, right? And so it's like, oh, so we were getting the propaganda. Obviously it's just, the hate Putin propaganda.
Because the Maidan was 2014, right?
Yeah, right.
And then the Russiagate stuff was 2015 during the presidential race.
Right.
That went on for 2 solid years. And still gets brought up.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's know your propaganda, folks, because it comes in waves, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Once you see it, you can unsee it. Use your critical thinking. We also had this. So ICE is calling people, and this is what Doge was about. I'm convinced.
Yes.
They wanted everybody's information. That's why they know where to go.
Yep.
So ICE exception warning. Sorry?
I was just going to say it's posted by my friend Emil. I wanted to give him credit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Emil Bulos?
Bulos.
Probably?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Bulos.
It's happened to people I know. Please be aware that ICE has been calling businesses and contractors and workers to lure them to fake job sites to abduct them. We recommend you exercise caution and evaluate the risk before showing up to a new job. And please be careful about leaving your business cards in public areas. Referrals from trusted sources are safer than random cold calls. If you suspect that you're being deceived, don't go alone. If you see suspicious vehicles or agents, stay away and alert your local rapid response team right away. So hopefully everybody has one.
I haven't read any articles, but obviously the whole immigration system must be just in complete collapse, because you cannot follow the rules, folks. You can't. They're going to grab you as you follow the rules, as you do everything you're supposed to do in your path to citizenship. They're grabbing you now. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you can't go to any of those.
Well, and they're offering $50,000 sign-on bonus for anybody that signs up. So they're preying on your desperation. And, that's where we need to go. You want to identify these people? Get them as they're going in the building.
Oh, you're talking about ICE. I'm
talking about ICE.
Yeah, I was talking about the immigrants going through the process. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And it's a very expensive process, and not everybody can afford to do it the right way. So people end up being stuck with like legal status instead of citizenship. But as you saw in the one we did a while ago, that guy was a U.S. citizen and a white guy and a runner.
Right.
And it was just the parking ask, like, can you move your car, which normally is fine.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt that, right, the ICE folks are a bunch of thugs is what they are.
Mm-hmm.
And so, right, they're going to, they
Talk
don't
about
like something.
hiring criminals.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah, let me see what's next. So
this next one isn't exactly related, but I had to include it. It is. So
it's related to the police state of what we're going through. I mean, that's what we're doing. Well, and Trump has sent thugs and using our police force and now trying to use our military to just attack America. It is the same thing that happened in Gaza. How we talked about Gaza for as long as we've been doing this, right? Do you see it now?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's true. I'm sorry. I thought the next one we were doing was the AI system. That's all.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it's police state. Go ahead.
Yeah. But it's just AI gone wrong. So let me share this here.
Surveillance that is connected to the police department.
Hold on.
Right? Yep.
So yeah, teens swarmed by armed cops cuffed when school's AI security system mistakes bag of Doritos for a gun. So isn't this charming, folks?
So who's the article from?
This is the New York Post. I apologize. As Edie and I have had a lot of talk about, sources. You have, you just have to be aware. This is telling a list of facts, so I'm okay with using the New York Post. People always don't use that place. Well, I'm using it in certain cases, like the New York Times. We used it because we've talked about how difficult things are getting because of all the AI that's out there, especially disasters. I mean, they've got so many fake disaster things out there. So when Edie found out the New York Times, I was like, okay, good. We're going to go with that. I hate the New York Times.
Because they got people on the ground.
And they're not going to run AI. I mean, maybe maybe they will at some point, but I don't think they're doing that yet. So, so a high school football player was eating a bag of Doritos after practice last week when the school's AI security cameras mistook the snack for a gun and prompted scores of cops to rush there with guns drawn. Taki Allen, 16, said he was waiting for his ride after Monday's grid practice at Kenwood High School in Baltimore when he finished up his chips, crumbling the bag. I don't think they have the pic here, but they showed him walking. And right, the bag was kind of crumbled, but it was like reflecting the sun, and it didn't look anything. It was long, scrunched up, but it didn't look anything like a gun. Chatting with his friends, and they heard cops yelling at him while waving their weapons. Police showed up, like eight cop cars, and then all came out with guns pointing at me, telling me to get on the ground. I was putting my hands up, like, what's going on? And that's the situation is so dangerous because a person just responds. Well, they could have taken that like he's lifting up to shoot. I mean, it's such a dangerous situation.
Yeah, like that's happened, thousands of times before.
Right.
Based on him being a black man.
Right.
Or
exactly.
He's still a kid, really. He's 16.
Yeah, but
young man. Yeah.
Artificial intelligence that reviews the school's security camera footage had flagged Allen's Doritos as a gun, alerting law enforcement automatically. So it's just scary, folks. We are in a really, really scary time.
And we all know how that can go. We just saw somebody, they wanted them to move their car and he broke 6 of his ribs and he's 66. Like they're just acting with impunity now.
Yeah.
Because we haven't held them accountable. Black Lives Matter did fantastic protests, but we didn't get anything out of it.
Yep.
Except for more cops and more surveillance. And, our politicians didn't listen to us. I'm not saying the movement was bad. It was great. It was bringing it to the forefront. Absolutely. And Biden took that and said, hey, let's fund the police extra.
And it got bought out by the Ford Foundation. So there's that.
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah.
And that's something else you got to look out for.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, wow. We got Black Caucus of North Carolina Green Party on here on X. Yeah. And Kalia's here on YouTube.
Right.
Oh, she had to switch accounts. That was both her.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. And I wanted to point out, I'm wearing you can get this shirt for $30. It's my ILGP. Hang on. Let me see if I can show it. Go out being green. Yeah. And last week we were promoting the one from the Rise, Resist, and Revolt Green Party. That's really cool. It's got people holding a flag. It's really neat. So that's how you can help us do the work we're doing, is by donating to state party, national party, and eventually candidates and local chapters.
Candidates, you could donate to Edie Ardell for Illinois governor, lieutenant governor. Yeah, go to the website, edforillinois.com.
Yeah, here, I'll put it in there.
Okay. And also we're plugging things. So Kalia's got a new show on YouTube, Green Party Tea, and I wasn't able to catch it last week, but I'll be able to. I'll be waiting for my band to start at 7 so I can catch you at 6. So I can catch that show this week.
Okay, I didn't grab the link, but that's what it says. Just put that in your browser. I wasn't ready for the promotion, was I?
Yeah.
Still getting used to the idea of running for office because I'm a working class girl and it's not something I ever thought I would do. I'm not in it for a career. I'm not in it for the money. I just want to change things and make it better for people. That's it. That's my only reason for doing it. So do we have anything else on the ICE? Did we cover all that?
This week, like I said, you see it every day on the phone. It's
a lot. I know.
It's really horrifying.
This was my next thing. What does this say? Oh, yeah. Moving on.
Okay.
All empires fall. So we were talking about like.
Oh, this is not yet.
Looks like.
Oh, are
That's
we
not
on
the
this?
next one? Is it?
No. First is Richard Wolff, right? That's what I have.
This is why we miss you, Hazel.
Maybe I have an old version. Let me.
Oh no, it's the Richard Wolff. History is about to repeat itself, and it's terrifying.
Okay.
It starts at 216.
All right. Hold on.
Huge fans of Richard Wolff. He knows his stuff.
And he's going to be. We thought we would kind of do a comparison of China and the U.S. And so he's talking about China here. Do I have it up? Is it happening? No.
Nope, not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to put it up. Oh, you had it. Where'd it go?
Screwed up. Try it again.
There it is. Okay, starts at 214. Looks like there's an ad on it right now. You want me add it or you got it? Where'd it go?
Oh my God. I'm so sorry. God,
That's okay. If you get it in there, I'll add it to the stage. We try to divide our work. Makes it sometimes easier. But yeah, I mean, our empire is crashing and burning. It's the same story that all empires have faced. They get kind of full of themselves. They over militarize. They start having bases all around the world, trying to conquer the world. They get into debt. They start ignoring the needs of the people, and then they fail.
Okay, you can add it.
Okay, there we go.
That's what it is. The Chinese figured out don't have an economic system in which everything is run by private enterprises because they mainly do what's good for the profits they're in business to get. You've got to have a whole bunch of ways of doing things that are not held hostage to profit. There are a lot of things society needs that aren't profitable to produce. And if you don't have some solution to that, you do without those. And the argument of the Chinese is that's why we have this state sector. We have the government own and operate enterprises. Why? Things that are not done efficiently and effectively or not done at all by people who are interested in profit can be done by the government because it doesn't have to run on the basis of profit. The government can take a step back and say, for example, we need this. I'll give you an example. The Chinese said, we need a modern, rapid transit system. Airplanes have a lot of problems. We need fast, efficient rail. There was no way that private enterprise in China 20 years ago was going to invest in that. They weren't going to do it. China was too poor. They had all their usual reasons. So the Chinese government said, we see that a powerful, fast, rapid transit system for trains is crucial to the growth of the Chinese economy as a whole. So even though it isn't privately profitable, by making the society more cohesive through a train system, we will develop. They made it. They now have the greatest train system on this planet. We're not even close to what the Chinese already had, and they're building it out. They found this mixture, state and private, enabled them to do stuff you can't do with something that's either private or state. It's that hybrid, it's that mixture that they have mastered. And we could learn from them, which we would like to do, every bit as much as they learned from us, unless the political crap gets in the way. Unless the people who are making a private bundle are so afraid of what might happen if the government had the right to do the things we need that the private sector doesn't do. The private sector runs the railroads. That's why they ran them into bankruptcy. That's why the government took over Amtrak. Come on, let's be a little honest here. Have a little self-criticism. Stop being lost in that we're the good guy, they're the bad. It's childish. And we ought to learn to outgrow it and not be prisoners of an outdated ideology. Here comes the irony. Where does the private sector go to bail us out of a critical moment when the economy looks like it's on the verge of collapse? They turn to the same government they ridicule every other chance they get. Where else are they going to turn? And so the thought might occur, if you weren't ideologically blinded, if we call the government in to bail out the failures of the private sector when it crashes, gee, maybe there's a role for the government all the time so we don't have the crashes. Whoa, what a new idea. But it isn't new. It's only new in a country that has been too afraid to look in the face of what's happening.
And I want to just pause it. So, yeah, I think Richard is the best. And the thing is, so China does what's called a 5-year plan. They have a government, it's the state-run system. It's a government planning model, which is the Marxist concept. And the one thing he did, the thing that it would be harder for the U.S. is China had a communist revolution in 1948. So they started over, and in that communist concept, they have the 5-year government plan, and they get the concept that the things that people need, the government should do. The other stuff can be done. So it's not purely communist anymore. But when people try to say,
there isn't one.
well, when they, people try to criticize and say, well, it's not a communist country. Well, it's communist enough. It's got the right ideas. So
and that's just political theory, communism and all these things, democracy, all that is political theory. How do you want to run your country?
Right.
I mean, and people equate capitalism with democracy. Not even close.
Yeah, right. No,
it's just the bill of goods we've been sold. Capitalism has losers, and the longer it's in place, then it crashes. The longer it's in place, the more regular people lose. That's just how it works.
I think that's a part I cut off. And I'll just let it run again because we wanted to catch the next section. So I'm just going to let it run because I think he does refer to that. Hold on.
Look, let me put it another way, and I don't mean to scare anyone. Everybody knows that the majority of the people in the world to this day live in poverty. They are not wealthy. They are hoping to get to a point where they can count on food, clothing, shelter, medical care, education, the basics of a good life. And they are asking themselves a fundamental question, just like Americans once did. How do we get out of the situation we're in and lift ourselves up to do better? Who's been doing that? Who can we learn from? And over the last 30 years, here's the one statistic I'll bore you with as a professor. It is my job to know these statistics. The average annual growth of the American economy, percentage growth of the GDP, gross domestic product, which is just a measure of the goods and services the economy produces in 1 year. Every year for the last 30 years, it has grown in the United States on average about 2%, 2.5%. If you want to fudge the numbers a little bit, 3%. What has been the experience of the People's Republic of China over those 30 years? They have grown on average 6 to 9%. Friends, that's it. That's why they caught up. That's why they are now outproducing the United States on many, many items, with more added to that list each day. This has nothing to do with that they don't have problems. They do. Big ones, important ones. They're struggling in many ways. But when it comes to growing up out of poverty, which is the number one concern of the people of this planet, they're looking now to China, the way they once did to the United States, but they don't anymore. And all the pretending in the world will not change that hard reality. This business.
Yeah.
Yep. It's not going to change anything. Just, we can't wish our way out of this, And another thing, when the government provides something and they take out the profit motive, it makes it less expensive because there's no profit in it. It's just like the post office. I always come back to the post office. Hey, Joni, my good friend Joni. It's not meant to run a profit. It's meant to just operate. It's a service. And all they need to do is make enough money to keep operating and serve the people. That's it. Not saying, that there aren't things you can make a profit from. Not, government shouldn't do everything, but basic necessities like making sure people have enough food, they have adequate shelter, and they have health care.
Right. Those are the things.
And I mean, think about the highway system. The government had to do that, right? We drive on it all the time.
Yeah, those are the things that the government should be doing. They should be doing food and housing and banking. Because, I like China's concept of, you shouldn't just be making a profit on money. Money should not be the thing you're making a profit on, which is banks. So they have made it government banking. Because again, it should be a service. It should be a service.
Yeah, and there's also a different way to look at profit it's like, is it good for society? That is a value, you know?
Actually, Richard Wolff brings that up in our next
Oh,
Richard Wolff. We're going to have a lot of Richard
I'm
Wolff
stepping
today,
all over
folks.
his stuff.
Yeah, no,
But I
it's
guess
fine.
that's where I get it from, because
Right.
I really like what
Right.
he has to say. So, were you going to play more of that one?
Yeah, now he's going to talk about immigrants. It's in this, we're going to stick with this video, but different subject. Then we go back to that in a different video. So here we go.
Yeah. Let me add it. I got it. Oh, no, you got it.
130 million Americans. Anyone who says that is, I'm going to be real nice, out of touch with reality. That's make believe. But you know, if you're shocked, if you're really upset that you haven't been able to give to your children the kind of future you and everyone else promised them, you might be tempted to believe that if only you could get rid of the immigrants, why then everything will change. Let me assure you, you can deport every poor soul that the ICE folks beat up, and you will not change the economic problems of the United States. Not only that, you'll probably make them worse. And you know why? Because the immigrants do the work of this country. They pick the fruits, they wash your car, they do the things at the bottom, as immigrants always do. And they get paid very poorly. And if you don't have 11 million of like those people doing those jobs, which is what most of them do, well, you're going to have to pay real money to American citizens to do it. And you know what happens to the price of the banana you eat or the apple that got picked for you? You're going to have to pay more for it because the wages are going to go up. Hello? Have you thought about that? Deporting immigrants is an inflationary act. It may look good on TV. It may get Mr. Trump the votes of shocked, upset people looking for something they can do. But it is not a problem solver, and it will come back to haunt us in many ways, as the story of our cruelty right now to immigrants will be told and retold in the future of this country.
Yep. Yeah, that is true.
It's an easy scapegoat, and it makes the people that have a racist mindset feel good.
Yeah. And it terrorizes all the rest of us, because it is. We're living in a terrorist state right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it said to pause there, so but
okay. Yeah, I thought we'd want to talk about that for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, what's going on with ICE is just, I mean, they are the criminals.
Yep.
I mean, coming into the country illegally is a civil matter. It's not a felony.
Right.
And deporting people with no due process is just, torching the Constitution. It's just torching it. Like, due process is in our 4th and 5th Amendment.
Yeah.
I think it's the 5th. Yeah.
So,
Joe's here. Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
Corporations control the country. The only business mentioned in the Constitution is the post office. Article 1, Section 8, Clause 7. But so what, eh?
And the post office is a service.
It is a
Right?
service.
Yeah.
Yeah, think about it. They're stepping on our freedom of speech, our freedom of press, our right to protest, and they're cutting all the services that help people that don't have anything. And we'll talk about the homeless situation later, which I've been involved with in my local community. They're just picking on poor people.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. And I mean, some white people get caught up in it, but it's the majority people of color who are being attacked. That's certainly who they're intent on attacking. If white folks try to block it, then they attack the white folks too.
Yeah, I saw that article, and I can't remember where this gentleman was from. He was getting ready to get married in South America somewhere, and ICE kidnapped him. They held him for 4 months, and his family couldn't get in touch with him.
Yeah.
And then when they released him they deported him to wherever he was from. He died. He was paralyzed.
Oh God.
He was emaciated, couldn't talk, nothing, and he died.
Oh my God. I didn't see
I
that.
know. So it's not just trampling on the rights. They're actually starting to take lives now. People have been dying in ICE custody.
Oh God, yeah, absolutely. No, I mean no health services whatsoever. Yes, they are.
And I mean, how is that different than what the IDF is doing to Palestinians? I don't see the difference.
And Nazi Germany. I mean, it's definitely we are in Nazi Germany time.
It's just hatred, you know. But go ahead.
You want to put it out? Can you put it back?
Oh,
up?
it's still up.
Oh, it's up. There we are. Okay, sorry.
Collapse of global capitalism. The worst one, the 1930s, as I mentioned to you. But the second worst one, 2008. And that shook up the system because it showed that the mechanisms that came out of the first crash that were supposed to help us prevent future crashes were obviously inadequate. They hadn't prevented quite a few of them, and then now this terrible one in 2008. And what else 2008 showed was that the American dominance of world capitalism was over. 2008 was a crash that started here. That was
Nietzsche famously said of his own books, I write in a single sentence what it takes.
Terrible
at least it's
here
Nietzsche.
that ramified out from here. But it was those subprime mortgages written here for American housing market and hustled by American banks to their comprador banks around the world that caused all the trouble, that made it break out into a total collapse. And the world, including Americans, even though they didn't admit it to themselves, began to understand that the dominance of the United States was being challenged by Germany and Japan, who had come roaring back from their defeats in World War II, but even more by a newcomer, China, which had grown spectacularly quickly from the end of the 20th right across the first quarter of the 21st century. And its allies in the BRICS, now a richer, bigger economic unit than the United States, or even the United States as one of the G7. So it was a new world, real competitors, and they were winning the competition. Wow. What did American capitalists do? They turned inward. You see that now with Mr. Trump, who's doing it at a rapid scale. Put up tariff walls against the competitors. Don't let them in to our little economy. Meanwhile, our little economy isn't doing that well. And when the economy goes down, when an empire declines, the same thing always happens, and it's happening to us now. The people at the top, the rich, the powerful, they're the ones who hold on to their wealth the longest, because that's what their power positions allow them to do. The rest of us, the middle class, the poor, the working class, they have to bear the price. Over the last 12 months, as I'm speaking to you, the price of coffee has gone up 60%. My prediction for the rest of 2025, it'll go up another 20 to 30% because the tariffs, big against Brazil, which is where most of our coffee comes from. In other words, your daily life is being squeezed. You're going to have to pay more for that latte than you ever imagined, or do without. And that's the message from the people who run this society. Do without. Do without. We're cutting back social safety net. We're cutting back government programs. We're cutting. We're making promises all going to work out, but it's not happening. It's not gonna either. Well, the Republicans are leading the charge to do it, and the Democrats are AWOL. They're going to do their old shtick. We're not as bad as them. Yeah, we need a party that can do better than that. We're desperately in need of it, or otherwise we will continue to watch our lives be beyond what we can afford.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's why we're here.
And, I was going to say again, it's such a great comparison to China, who, provides massive subsidies for housing. I think 90% of Chinese own homes, and median age is really pretty low. I think ours is has just shot up because nobody.
It's almost 60.
It's almost 60 because the people in their 30s. It used to be 33 or something. Yeah, they can't.
Yeah.
There's nobody can afford.
Yeah, used to you would get married and you'd save up a down payment and then you would buy a house in a few years. That's how it normally went for most people.
And if you think about the 2008 crash, that was a housing bubble crash.
Mm-hmm.
And what it was they were betting on mortgages failing, the derivative stuff, all that crazy private industry, like on top of private industry, just like capitalism thrown on top of capitalism because there's no regulations. And we get a massive crash, a massive worldwide economic crash because our housing is completely, utterly privatized with no regulation.
And they were talking people into buying homes, that they couldn't afford, or the terms were so bad that made it unaffordable. Instead of like working with them to try to figure out what they could afford or giving them a better paying job and maybe taking health care off their plate so they can afford more.
That's not capitalism, though. That's not.
Oh, I know.
Right.
Silly me.
Right. Well, no, that's the thing. It is. Yeah, we cannot. That's the point. Mm-hmm. You cannot expect that from people. That's not what they do.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I'm saying the opportunity was there to do it in a different way. It just wasn't done that way.
Yeah, no, I don't think it could be. I think that's the point. We have to have social safety nets,
right?
So they won't be able to exploit every single person in this country. Yeah, they'll exploit some maybe, but yeah, no, we have to have that.
It should be for things that you don't need to survive.
Right.
Yeah, that's where profit comes in. Yeah, sell people that can afford it things that they probably don't need. That's where you make your money. But think about this too. How many times? So if you've had a mortgage, how many times has it been sold without your permission? You go get a deal with someone, and you think that's it, and then they sell it, and then they sell it, and then they sell it,
and you don't know who owns the home. Yep.
And you're like, you end up with this company that you would have never picked in a million years, and your mortgage payment just does this, with all the fees and everything.
Yeah.
Yep. Capitalism gone wild.
Yep.
So I think that was the end of that one, right? So the next one was the Jamal Thomas.
Yeah, and it's a little more on China. He talks about the China rail system, and he let's see, where is it here? Oh, there it is. He lives in China, and it's Jamal Thomas.
Oh, he does?
Interviewing this guy. He lives in China. He bikes. He's biked like around China like a lot. Like that's his thing. He loves to bike around China. So he really knows China. He's lived there for many years. And his name is Jerry Stake. And so you want to put it in there, and then I'll maybe try to make it.
Okay. I'm looking. Oh, I got it. There we go.
We don't have high-speed rail, so I don't know what that looks like in practice of having trains zip by like that. We have, we have Amtrak, and Amtrak doesn't even go all the way across the country. I mean, we're hard-pressed to get from like Richmond to Chicago. Would be a difficult haul. Like
I got on a metro train a few weeks ago in Guangzhou, and it traveled at 186 kilometers an hour. That's about 110 miles an hour. And that's a metro. That's a subway. That's your underground subway traveling at 180 kilometers an hour. We have a slow speed train that runs from Guangzhou to Zhuhai. I live between these two cities. I'm closer to Zhuhai than Guangzhou. And it takes 17 minutes to get the 93 kilometers to Guangzou on the high speed, but that's not even a real high speed. That is limited to 250 kilometers an hour. Then there's a 350 kilometer an hour, and they have just introduced the 450 kilometer an hour, which is in operation right now. But it's not carrying passengers yet, and the reason is they won't carry passengers until they've done 1 million uneventful kilometers. And they're doing that. They're just running these trains backwards and forwards across lines to get the 1 million kilometers up until they can say, we haven't had an incident, now give us approval. It's like the FAA approval. You need a tick in the box to say that you've traveled this far. So we have a 450-kilometer line, and the 600-kilometer line is already in development and in place between Shanghai and Beijing, but it's not open for passengers yet. 600 kilometers an hour. You fly at 600 kilometers an hour.
So I just wanted to add that as a little, like, comparison of what we've got here and what they have in China. So
and I'm assuming they're going to have to pressurize the cabins. Like, I'm thinking about, like you're flying in a plane, because I don't think a human being can go that far without some kind of. And think about this too. Think about all the trucks that would leave the road and how much money you would save on fixing the roads.
Yeah, right.
The trucks would have to leave the roads, and those people would get jobs on the train.
It shows the direction that this country is going in one direction, and China's going in another direction. And
we keep looking back at a fake history that never existed.
Yeah.
Instead of looking forward to see how we can make things work better for all the people that live here.
And so now I just wanted to share a little, and he talks about Xi Jinping and just the way that China relates to other countries. I think it's kind of nice to hear.
It's extremely clear what he wants time and time again. He wants no powerful hegemony in the world. He wants a multipolar world where every country has equal rights, equal say, and an equal position at the bargaining table. He does that all the time. He invites people from tiny little countries that most people have never heard of, Nauru, the Solomon Islands, Fiji. He invites people from Mauritius. He invites people from the Solomon Islands. He invites them in, and he gives them a state reception. He meets them there with the military off the airport. He invites the leaders of the smallest countries in the world to come to China and treats them in exactly the same way as he treats the elected leaders of every other country in the world, or the leaders, the kings, queens, and etc. He gives everybody a state arrival. Even Donald Trump got it when he came to China. Richard Nixon got it years ago. Donald Trump got it. Everybody gets it. Every single leader of every single country is treated equally in China as the leader of a sovereign nation. You are our number one person today. Now, tomorrow there'll be another leader of a sovereign nation, and that's the number one today. And the next day will be another one. That's the number one today. So that's the way China does it. It wants no hegemony. It wants a multipolar world, and it does not seek leadership either in economy, in power, in military power. It doesn't seek anything except free and fair trade. That's what Xi Jinping wants. And he's said it 1,000 times. You just have to look. It even came out last week. We had what's called the fourth plenary session of the 14th five-year term. And I've just made a video about this as well, which will be a couple of days because I haven't finished it yet. But what we've got there is the planning strategy for the next 5 years. And in it, it talks about how they diversify their markets, how they change their markets, how they don't seek power. They don't want to be the number one. They want to be one of a number of equals. There's 196 countries in the world. There are 196 leaders of those countries in the world. Every single one of them deserves the same respect as Xi Jinping because they're the leader of their country for whatever reasons, however they got there. They may be the king and born to it. They may be a queen and born to it. They may be an elected representative. They may be a military coup winner who, now remembering that China became powerful through a military coup 75 years ago. So China even respects those people. If there is enough military to fight to get you to win, then probably you have the support of the people. That's the way China views it. So they're not really interested in Donald Trump coming along and saying, we want to put America first. We want American jobs. We want American interests. This is going to be good for America. We're not going to make America great again. Xi Jinping would like to make the world great. Everyone in the world. It doesn't matter where you come from. That's what Xi Jinping wants. So that's what China wants. That's what Marxism requires. And that is what Xi Jinping is. He's a Marxist. He's a socialist. and he's building a country here in China that we should probably stop saying the word communism, we should stop saying Marxism, we should stop saying socialism, because all of those words have been tainted by 70 or 100 years of negativity to make them appear bad. They're not. They're not bad. I am a socialist. I do not have any problems saying to people, but I did for a very long time saying I'm a socialist. I didn't realize I was a socialist for many years. If you want equality for all, if you want education that's fair, if you want healthcare that's affordable, if you want your system to be people can rise above or people can be lazy and not, that's what socialism does. It gives you everything you want. It really is. You know, people work hard and they get what they deserve. That's what socialism can give you.
Okay. And, you know, I know that that's kind of sounds like some Chinese propaganda, but, you know, you think about, and we'll talk about what's America doing these days. You know, China hasn't dropped a bomb in 40 years. America dropped a bomb every day for 40 years. So it's pretty obvious that there is a different intent. There is a different intent, and maybe, just maybe, it comes from a socialism concept, right? Quite possibly. So.
Yeah. You know, if you're always trying to be on top, you got to step on people.
Yeah.
If you want a society that works, you have to work with people.
Yeah.
That's how that's to me, that's the main difference. And, you know, speaking of that, this is the kind of stuff that Trump is doing.
Yes. So this is from Ben Norton. As part of the U.S. war on Venezuela, spies tried to blackmail President Maduro's pilot, offering him $50 million to fly Maduro to territory where the U.S. regime could kidnap him. The Venezuelan pilot refused, saying he'd never be a traitor. And so a U.S. spy threatened his kids. And that's just in the little text there. But yeah, I mean, this is what we do.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, it's completely opposite.
Yeah.
You know,
and
yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the Miami Herald announced that they thought it was going to happen last night. It did not, but I don't know where they got their sources, but they were expecting. And there was a couple of posts that I shared with Edie yesterday about how they were noticing, you know, that the air systems were like holding space for, you know, possible military action and stuff. So it looked kind of imminent, but didn't
well, and you
happen.
know, he says no, but that doesn't mean anything. He said that about Iran too. They were negotiating, and then all of a sudden, then we bombed them.
Oh yeah,
but you got to look at those two philosophies. Like, you know, Xi Jinping, the leader of China, just wants to work with other countries so everybody's country does well, and he shows them respect.
Right.
What do? We try to oust. I mean, we overthrow the leadership of countries to put in a toady that will sell us stuff cheap.
Right.
You know, labor and, you know, natural resources and like that. And he's trying to like get rid of the leader again.
Yeah.
It's the second attempt. You know, Venezuela needs to make their own determination. And this just occurred to me, you know, the people that were saying, oh, you know, you guys yelled free Palestine for 2 years and Trump gave you free Palestine. I'm like, no, there was no ceasefire. We covered that last week, I think.
Yep.
Israel's still doing their stuff, and it's just a power grab.
Oh yeah, Israel will not stop until they are destroyed. They will not stop. You know, the two-state solution is just a joke. It's a gross joke. Like, you can live next to the group that's been trying to slaughter you for 75 years. Come on. Impossible.
Welcome, Kenneth. Kenneth Swanson's here. Our system needs change. Changing the system requires profound knowledge. Edward Deming, who advised Japan on Reconstruction 1946 to 1950.
Thank you, Kenneth. Yeah, I mean, I kind of was thinking about that during the show, is that, you know, unfortunately, it would take a lot to gradually do it without incredible violent overthrows, right? I mean, and that's kind of, you know,
system collapse.
Right. Or system collapse, absolutely, which is going to be chaos and stuff. But, you know, and that's kind of like what we're saying in the Green Party. I mean, the people do have the power to change it structurally, massive structurally, if they voted for Green Party or independents or, you know, leftists outside of the duopoly. It could happen. It could happen. It's really kind of a long shot, only because people don't believe it yet. If we can convince people that is possible, we could fundamentally change the system and not have to go through a communist revolution like 1948. But we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Because, you know, it doesn't look like we're on the right path.
No.
I'm just saying that. And here's the reason that we want Venezuela.
Right. So
we've been after them for years, if not decades.
Oh yeah.
And because we want their oil.
Right.
And I think it belongs to the state. So the woman that got the Nobel Peace Prize, don't recall her name, you know, she wants to just hand it off to American companies.
Right.
But it belongs to the people of Venezuela. So she wants to steal from her own people.
Yeah. Oh no, she's a traitor. She's an absolute traitor to her country, without a doubt.
She should be arrested. Like lots of people here. Like I should be arrested for breaking the law repeatedly. Yeah. And if our governor, I get it. You know, you like it when they hit back, but words ain't going to get it done. Taken to the court may eventually get it done, but it's not going to save people now. People are dying in custody.
Right.
You need to take our police
and
protect the citizens.
Right.
That's it.
Right. They need to raid that Broadview ICE facility.
Yeah, demand entry.
Yeah, right. No, just go in, take the place. You got police, take it. It's
Use
on state land.
Take it away from them.
Right.
I mean, come on. I mean, is that what anyway, is that really the look that Trump wants?
Well, I know, I get it. People say, yes, he wants the chaos so he can do the insurrection and martial law and cancel elections. I get that. But we are being terrorized in the meantime, and people need to fight back.
Yeah. And here's another piece of Venezuela. Thanks for finding this.
Yes. Yeah.
Fair. So Obama declares Venezuela a national security emergency.
Oh,
this is back in 2015.
National security emergency. Obama. God, people still think that guy was worth something. He was as bad as all of them, people. As bad as all of them. He did he did what he was told. And that's what they do. They do what they're told. It isn't. You think it's a coincidence that, wow, Obama and Trump both happen to want to overthrow Venezuela? No, it's because they do what they're told.
Not a coincidence.
No.
So I was watching Katie Halper, and I don't remember her guest. I wish I would have put that in the show, but he had some pretty harsh words about Obama. I think they're going to do another Million Man March on DC, and I can't quite remember the man's name.
Okay.
He goes, it's white supremacy and blackface. That's coming from a black man saying that.
Yeah.
He's like, you know, we thought we did a good thing. I thought I did a good thing. You know, I'm like, he seems great. He's saying all the right things, and that would be nice for us to have a person of color running the country. And you hope that they bring that culture and you know, the fight for equality with them. But he didn't do that. That's the thing.
Yeah. And that's why he was promoted in the Democratic Party, because he made sure they knew he wouldn't. That's why they promoted him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the issue I have with people running inside the Democratic Party, because like Butch is going to say later, we're going to do Butch, of course. He was on with Bree and Richard Wolff. But there's only three outcomes. Either you're going to break the party, which we've been trying for 100 years. They have it on lockdown. Both of them do.
They're not.
Or the party's going to break you and make you cave and make you one of them. Or they're going to kick you out. That's it. That's all there is.
Right.
Here, we welcome people that have good ideas, even if your idea is a little bit different. Like, we listen. You know, we don't think we have every single answer. It's about listening and trying to do what's best for everyone.
But we're not a corporate-run place. That's the basic.
And that's why we can
basic issue. That's the basic issue. It's not corporate-run. And the Democratic Party and Republican parties are completely 100% wholly corporate-run. So that's the difference.
So you had a thing in here about Somalia. Do you want to do that?
Let's see.
U.S. bombed Somalia for 3 straight consecutive days.
Yes. So again, this was kind of my comparison of the U.S. to China, and I think Caitlin even did a piece about this week. It was based on this antiwar.com article, and Let's see.
Yeah,
Did I lose
just
it again?
give us a second.
Okay. You want to put it up for me? That would help.
Okay, there it is.
Thanks. Yeah, so U.S. bombs Somalia. Gee, haven't heard this in the news for 3 consecutive days. The U.S. launched at least 89 airstrikes in Somalia this year. And this is Dave DeCamp. He runs antiwar.com. The U.S. launched 3 more airstrikes in Somalia over 3 consecutive days, according to press releases from U.S. Africa Command, as the Trump administration continues to bomb the country at a record pace. AFRICOM said that it launched an airstrike on October 26th that targeted Al-Shabaab about 25 miles north of the southern port city of Kismayo. That same day, the U.S.-backed Somali government said a precision airstrike killed an Al-Shabaab leader, though it was targeted in Bayo, I'm not going to be able to pronounce that one, is more than 100 miles north of Kismayo. So it's unclear if it was the same strike. Now, I just wanted to, bring this up just to show that nobody in the U.S. even knows this is happening. I didn't know. A lot of times I go to antiwar.com just to see where we're bombing. Honestly, I do that. I go, I wonder where the bombs are dropping this week. Let's go to antiwar.com. I mean, it's sick, but that's how,
Yeah, it really is.
It's scary.
So, and this is what's going to ruin us, because they're doing this instead of taking care of the people. It's an instead of. They're spending money on that and not us. I mean, and we got our whole next segment is going to be about that. The next one you had was a call to boycott over El-Fasher.
So unfortunately, Sudan, I am not, an expert on this. And it's really tricky. Whenever you know that there's conflicts going in other countries, you can kind of bet there's a good chance that our, State Department, CIA / NED, USAID is somehow involved. So I don't know all the details of what's been happening in Sudan, but there is a call to boycott the United Arab Emirates and Emirati-linked companies. Let's see. Let me get this up here.
Okay. Yeah, and I just want to circle back. Like, our last segment's going to show you why all this is a problem, because they're spending money hand over fist on these things.
Right. Right. They could be investing in people. They're investing in bombs.
Or high-speed rail.
Right. Yeah, Sudan war, El-Fasher massacres reignite calls to boycott UAE. Online users are urging travel, investment, and consumer boycotts amid abuses and systematic killings in Darfur by the Emirati-backed RSF. RSF stands for Rapid Support Forces. Creepy. Protesters opposed to the Rapid Support Forces and the role of the UAE in Sudan demonstrate in London as the UK government hosts a conference on the war on April 15th, a while back, in 2025. So now this is just from October 30th, but the capture of the last Sudanese armed forces stronghold in the region was accompanied by widespread massacres, with harrowing footage showing RSF fighters boasting about killing civilians, killing women and children and the elderly as residents fled this city. Satellite imagery also showed blood-stained streets and widespread destruction scenes that have fueled outrage. I read that. They said a satellite showed blood. I didn't believe it, but they're confirming that here. So, I mean, again, I need to learn more about what's happening and the political implications, what the U.S. involvement might be. But it's important to know that, a boycott is starting after UAE, and we certainly sell bombs to UAE. So that always comes back to us, right?
Yeah, just like Saudi Arabia, they attack. Help me.
Saudi Arabia. My favorite country, Yemen.
Yemen, that's
the number one country in the world, Yemen. China, I brag a lot about China, but I love Yemen.
Because they understand what it's like to be terrorized and bombed and denied
fight
everything.
that.
So they've been standing up for Palestine since for a long time, and so has South Africa, because they get it too. And this is a lesson I feel like we're going to learn here, whether we like it or not. We're going to learn it.
Yeah.
I do want to ask folks, I'm going to put the donate button in the chat. I know that's kind of a terrible segue, but this is how you help us stop these things from happening, because a Jill Stein presidency would not be threatening Venezuela.
Bomb us with donations. How's that? Is that a good segue?
Money bomb. That's what we need. Yeah.
That helps. That helps transition.
Okay.
All right. So now,
please boycott. And here's another thing that I wanted. So this is a good transition. So SNAP benefits ended today because they won't reopen the government. They're up there pointing fingers at each other instead of doing the work of taking care of the people. And so somebody sent this to me today, and I had to put it up. This is Ben Crump. I don't know where they got it from. Might be Facebook. I'm not sure. But they canceled y'all's stamps, right? You want to know how to get your lick back? Cancel Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and Christmas. Y'all see how bad we crippled Target. Turn that shit up now. Stop being so scary and stand up for something.
Is that Ben Crump, the lawyer, right? Isn't that who that is? I think.
I don't know.
Right, Ben Crump. I think he's the lawyer. That is.
I just thought that was great, because this is what I've been saying forever. Like, we need to hit them in their money, because that's all they care about. Obviously, they don't care about people. You can't guilt them. You can't pressure them. You can't make them feel anything. They don't have a conscience. It's their bottom line. If you hit their bottom line, they will crumble. You know, Francesca Albanese, I almost put that in, but she spoke in South Africa, and she agrees. She's like, 1 month of a global labor strike, everything would change.
And that she's referring to the Palestine, right? Yeah.
Kalia says, "Yep," or he's.
Okay, yeah. I remember that. Well, he's around every so often. I do see him. So, and I mean, it's really scary, and you know, I know that they're going to play the game of, you know, the court orders something and then Trump responds by either challenging or questioning, and it's going to go back and forth, and then it's just going to be delayed. I mean, it's brutal to watch this, and I see the lines for food really expanding in Chicago as I've driven around the past couple days.
Yeah, our military is standing in line to get food.
Yeah. And no, it's going to get really bad. And then, you know, the economic consequences, because those link cards were used in stores. So now they're not making any money either. So it's going to have a really, really bad effect on so many people. But it's just, you know, when it's fighting over food, it's sick. It's absolutely sick. You know, I mean, these, you know, billion corporations, they get massive tax breaks, massive to the tune of billions. But people are out there saying, yeah, those people, SNAP people, they need to get a job. Of course, most of them do have jobs. And
if they don't, they're disabled.
Yeah. And I mean, everybody struggles.
It's that hating on the poor for no reason. You know, a civil society, a good society, takes care of the people that need taken care of. If they need help, you help them.
Right.
That's it.
And China's government planning sets this all up so that people won't be screaming at each other because things are not running out. I mean, that's the thing, folks. Our country has been pushed to this point, and this is our friend Jacob. Yay. If you lose SNAP, go ahead. No, you please you read it.
If you lose SNAP benefits in November, despite them having $6 billion in reserves, this is why Trump. Details of the SNAP benefit delay, contingency funds not being used, and he highlighted a part. A memo obtained by CNN stated that the USDA believes these funds are not legally available for regular benefits, despite having reported $6 billion in reserve. State guidance. The USDA has instructed state agencies which administer SNAP to delay sending November benefit files to electronic benefit transfer, EBT vendors.
Right. So no, they had the emergency funds. It was an act to not actually just enforce them, because they should automatically go in any emergency. They should be used, and those were blocked. So yeah, it's absolutely Trump doing it on purpose.
And I really think that they are trying to hurt the American people so much that somebody does something crazy so they can declare martial law.
Right. Oh yeah.
So
and
please remember, the way you hit them back is through their bottom line. Take your money away from them. Everybody can do this. Doesn't matter if it's affecting you right now. You still need to support people that are getting hurt, because someday that may be you.
Yeah.
So what else do we have? Oh, I wanted to talk about the homeless stuff, didn't I?
Yeah.
So here's another thing that Trump is doing. Do we have that? Oh, I don't think I put it up.
Is that the Utah? Oh, let me see if I can find it.
Oh, I've got it. Let me
got it?
a second. I think it's this one. There we go. I'm getting faster at this. Hazel would be proud of me.
There you go.
Now where did it go? There it is. So, under federal order, Utah builds fenced compound where homeless Americans will be held involuntarily.
Yeah.
Do you hear that? Involuntarily.
Right.
Authorized under Trump's 2025 order, Utah's 16-acre state-run campus will hold about 1,300 unhoused people, many under a court mandate, within a fenced area where, and I can't read the bottom for some reason. Can you read it?
No.
Oh, I got the
banner. But yeah, and so, just like with these kidnappings, they are actually not deporting a lot of people. They're actually putting them in work camps. And so, yeah, this is the future of America, folks.
Residents cannot freely leave.
Yeah.
So first of all, we're kidnapping people off the street with no due process, no papers, no warrant.
Nope.
They can't even say reasonable suspicion now, because they're attacking anybody that gets in their way, and illegally so, because they're assaulting people. And so we have the detention camps for people they don't like, and homeless is part of that.
Yep. That's why both parties have been doing sweeps, both of them.
Mm-hmm. There was a sweep here in my town.
Yeah.
And they're trying to deflect and say, oh, that wasn't us. Da, 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 da. So here's this article. Do you have that, or the YouTube for, I think it's a short, internment camps for homeless people?
Hold on.
Disguised as, it's just the first section is 00 to 113.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah. Oh, I guess I could take that down. That's so shocking to me. I never thought this would happen in my country.
Okay, I'm sorry. What's the timestamp on
that? It starts at 00 and it runs to
beginning
113.
Okay. All right.
Do you have it? I don't see it.
Yeah, hold on.
Give us a second, folks. In the meantime, you can donate while you're waiting.
Second.
Yeah. We have a governor candidate. We just got a U.S. Senate candidate, and you have me, Lieutenant Governor candidate, and a state treasurer, I believe, is still going to be on our ticket. We'll see. But we're going to need money to make all that happen. So.
Okay, here we go. You can add it if you want.
Okay. Here we go.
Really concerned that our country has to be sued to take care of its most vulnerable.
And now they've weaponized HUD, are starting to say you won't get funding if your community doesn't actively enforce these laws, which is the Cicero playbook.
You know what? I thought Ben Carson was bad, and now...
At the hearing, the Department of Justice attorney who showed up waived argument, wouldn't even contest. They are just trying to sneak things through and hope that they don't get challenged because everybody's too busy. They passed a plan for a 1,300 person megatent camp 7 miles outside of downtown in the middle of nowhere, no public transportation, no voluntary entry or exit. They say some of these units are going to be work conditioned housing. which to me means forced labor. It still feels hyperbolic to say Trump is planning to put people into internment camps, even though he ran literally on that platform and said it outright. That's exactly what he means.
When do people wake up?
We need to behave as if there are going to be internment camps for people who just can't pay the rent, because if we don't stand up and fight it, there will be.
Yep. Here we go, folks.
Yeah. I mean, they, kidding, Nazi Germany.
Yep. So, I guess that demonstrates it pretty well. That was from Invisible People, which is, I haven't spent a lot of time on it, but my good friend Yvonne says it's excellent. They really talk about the homeless situation. And, we don't need to have homeless. We are the richest country that has ever existed. And yet we have homeless people and we have record poverty. It's a policy choice. We would rather pay for bombs and planes and destroying other countries and militarism than pay for, making sure that people have a good life here.
Right.
Which is what the government should be doing. That's not defense. So the next one, this conversation was so good. I think I watched it like 3 times.
Okay. Let me get it.
It's Doctors Richard Wolff and Butch Ware, which is running for governor in California, talking about Gavin Newsom had an interview, and I'm trying to think of the name of the place where he's interviewed. It's like learning something, but this is on bad faith. Brianna Joy Gray, which is one of our favorite people. It was just so good. They won't even let Butch in the debate. That's how scared they are of his message. You want me to put it up?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, there you go.
Be useful for X. And the examples are endless. For example, if you take homeless people off the street and provide decent, adequate, safe housing, the social benefits of that are incalculable and easily dwarf the private profit issue. For example, we know that if you raise a family in a stable, secure housing, you're going to be using medical facilities less than you otherwise might. You're going to have different employment history, different success in the school for you, and on and on and on. 10% of, I'm speaking to you from New York City, 10% of the students here in New York City are homeless. 10% is staggering. And every teacher will tell you that it is disaster for their performance in school. They don't know where they're going to sleep that night. They don't know whether they'll be in a shelter with their parents, not with their parents, on and on. So we know that the social benefit, by the way, we teach this, tell Mr. Newsom, in Econ 101, we teach what I'm about to do. We explain to people that there's something called private profit. That's what the private investor seeks and gets. But then there's something called social profit. Those are all the benefits that flow from an investment, but not to the private person who makes them. They're sometimes called externalities because they happen outside of the capitalist calculus. But they're monstrously important. We teach that to students. We don't let people build a factory that spews smoke, because even if it's profitable for the factory owner to build it, the smoke causes emphysema, makes you clean your clothes more often, messes up the paint of your house. And when you add up all those costs, it's not a profitable investment. But since the private owner doesn't have to bear the costs, it doesn't figure in the capitalist calculus. But if you're rational, you don't think like you take them all into account, because we have to live with all of them. It's not that complicated.
And we're subsidizing.
Absolutely. So the joke is, if you took care of these social problems, the consequences will, in the end, here's the irony, benefit the private profitability in many cases. They're losing too by the narrowness of their commitment to their immediate concern. It's the old lesson that comes from Uncle Carl. Capitalism isn't good, not even for the capitalists.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I wanted to get to the comments, then we'll do the other part. So Kalia says that I'm upset with people that aren't on food stamps that are hoarding food for no reason. It's almost like they actually want people to starve.
Yeah,
Not saying you shouldn't stock up a little bit. That's fine.
But no, it is so true that's what I've heard is that the food banks are panicking too. Because, people are in line, they run out of food.
Mm-hmm. So, and that's what I did yesterday. I mean, I just went and worked. I volunteered and handed out some food that Carbondale United was doing here in Carbondale. Here's another comment. Whatever they do in Palestine, Sudan, and Congo, we have to know beyond a reasonable doubt that they will do it to us. They've been using our colonist playbook.
Yes, and I need to do my research on Congo too. I just am not up to par with those two places, and I gotta.
Yeah, and here's one
more. And a lot of it is trusting sources, and actually, folks. I went to Breakthrough News because their website, and they hadn't posted anything in months. So, I mean, if folks want to post some recommended sources, that would actually be helpful to me because
about the Congo,
Congo and Sudan too, because I only know surface.
Yeah, I mean, you don't hear about that on Democracy Now!
No, those two are really underreported, and people have been talking about it, but all I've seen is just kind of memes and so I haven't gotten good content to research.
So Lewis Gordon says, I've been saying if you buy food, stop buying Nabisco, stop buying Pepsi, stop buying name brand products, watch how fast prices and government change positions. So we have to hit the big companies. And you can go to BDS and look at all the companies they say not to buy from. Coke's on there. There's and Airbnb. Things like that. Just don't use them. And we're not gonna have the money to use them anyway. So, and was there any more? Oh, I'm not sure who this is. Anyway, not sure what you're talking about, Simeon Marks. So to clarify. But we're gonna continue on with Butch.
Okay. Here we go.
And I'm gonna put his banner
up.
Rising tide lifts all boats nonsense that we all heard under Reagan, and just understand that Team Blue is now so far to the right of Reagan that you can't even see Reagan from where Gavin Newsom is standing. Okay. That trickle down economics that they were, pumping that, which is this way of talking about neoliberalism, like let the private sector eat first. In the 19th century, they did not call it trickle-down economics. You know what they called it in the 19th century? They called it horse and sparrow theory. Horse and sparrow theory was ridiculed by economists because the idea was that you stuff a horse full of so much oats that it can't digest them all, and the sparrows can come through and pick it out from the feces. Whether it is
I see why they needed a rebrand.
And that
eat horse shit theory doesn't sound as good as trickle down.
But no one misses the message. No one misses the message
because whether it's trickling down or whether you're sifting through the crap, it's all the same toilet. And all abundance is the repackaging of these completely nonsensical, you can't even call them economic theories because they're just capitalist propaganda. And so the Professor Wolff's point about you called it an unhealthy economy indeed, right? Unhealthy being like the kind of key word there. General Motors spends more money on its healthcare than it spends on the steel for its vehicles, right? That the inability to solve a basic social problem that is about societal benefit rather than individual corporate profit actually is destructive of commerce, right? So what's going to happen in the state of California when I actually pass universal single-payer healthcare in the state of California, which Gavin Newsom with his lying ass ran on and then backstabbed the people as soon as he was in power, because $2.7 million was laid down on the Democrat Party's on the state house, and they refused to bring single-payer to a vote. This is the same party that in 2006 and 2008 had passed single payer when Schwarzenegger was the governor, because they knew he would veto it, right? That perfect performative politics, pretend to be working for the working class. Well, what happens when we actually pass it? Commerce is actually going to run to the state of California, because healthcare will be covered universally, right? And then union organizers can actually be focused on negotiating for better wages and better working conditions, and it will rebalance the relationship between small businesses and the big corporations. Because why is it that small businesses have difficulty competing and that these mega corporations are able to consolidate wealth and power? Yes, it has to do with the regulatory environment that has been facilitated by these thieves and criminals like Gavin Newsom, but it also has to do with the fact it's an economy of scale around healthcare. If you're a small business owner, you're going to have your folks on COBRA, and that is going to make you uncompetitive. We are going to turn into a commercial powerhouse in the state of California when we are not addicted to this fake neoliberal horse and sparrow nonsense.
Yep.
Okay, I got the Simeon. It's a home that people need. Stop sending them rubbish. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, it's. I mean, tent sweeps. I mean, it doesn't get worse than that.
Yeah, people that have almost nothing, you take away what little they have.
I mean, and thanks, Butch. Folks, get out there and support Butch Ware for governor, because I mean, he's such a perfect example of, he's up against. Well, Gavin's not running, but he's as a comparison of what Gavin was to what Butch will be. You see, and I've watched Gavin Newsom recently. I just never bothered. What a bullshit artist he is. Oh, yeah. He's
running for president.
The worst. Yeah. But he's the worst of the worst. And in terms of, it's that, God, man, they can find them. Those Democrats can really find these people, or they hone their craft, the bullshit politician craft. I mean, they hone this stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, that video that went viral, about him saying, "Oh, you brought up AIPAC. That's interesting." He said interesting like 7 times.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't say anything else, because he knows he gets money from AIPAC. Oh, I haven't really thought about it. And Butch has this part on here. I wish I would have clipped it.
Oh.
He's like, AIPAC, I don't know her. I haven't thought about her in years. like your ex-girlfriend.
Yeah. No, folks, we gotta support. Let's support Butch Ware, because he could really turn things around. He may be the step that the Green Party needs to really.
Yeah, can you imagine California being Green Party and getting universal health care and, investing in the people and stopping all the backroom deal crap that happens that screws over the people? I mean, I left California because I couldn't afford to live there.
And
period.
and again, there's just so many examples. I never thought about this aspect, because you're right. It is, healthcare has been tied to your job, which is a terrible thing to begin with. But then, right, you take that away, that's going to help the company too. They're paying into it. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, the unions can say, hey, you don't have to pay that healthcare. How about giving it to us in wages?
We got to block these two parties, folks. We have got to fight and win against these two parties. They both work in tandem to destroy us. That's just the reality. They work for corporations.
Yeah.
They work for corporations. Oh, man.
Yep. So, is that all of that one?
I think we can end with the Butch meme.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
That's.
Do you have that?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, great.
I was going to remove the video. Okay.
Yeah.
The whole thing's really good, and I put it with our timestamps in it, but the whole thing's really good. It's 2 hours long though, I think.
I love that Brianna had the two of them together. That was fun.
Oh, she said She was like, I knew this was going to be good.
Yeah.
I had no idea it was going to be this good. She was just like really happy about herself. And they're both like, sorry, we're not really giving you much of a chance to talk. She's like, no, I'm good. You guys go.
I got to watch the whole thing. I've only watched
it's pure joy. I swear. Yeah. So this is how we fight back too. You remove the money from where, from the major corporations that are doing things that are horrible and put it into elections. Elections are the last weak point in the armor of corporate power. Use them.
I mean, that is the truest thing. I mean, that is the Green Party, folks. We do have a way to change the system. I mean, I'm into communist revolutions, but we could do it without, we have a chance. We have a chance to do it because luckily there were some laws set up to allow people to vote. They are not paying attention to seeing how their votes can damage. They think the Democratic people who vote Democrat think they're doing good. That's the thing. They think they're doing the good thing.
I know they do. I know they really think so. They're like, well, I feel like I'm making the best choice.
Right. And they're not.
But the Republicans are not happy. The regular Republicans are not happy with Trump. Independents are not happy with either of them. A lot of Democrats are not happy with the Democrats. And there's a whole lot of people that don't even vote. So you don't even really have to choose. Just do something different. You know what I mean?
Well,
if you didn't vote last time, just come vote green.
It's to understand that we do have the power. I mean, people still think they're going to have to, they worry about how other people are voting. You got to stop that. You got to do your own. You have to do it because of what you believe in. Realize that.
So I put the QR up in the corner, and if you want to scan it, I also put the links in the comments if you can afford it, even if it's $5 a month. That now that's going to be less than a cup of coffee. It'd probably be half price.
Yeah.
I do a little donations. I can't afford much, but I donate to Butch and I donate to Andy Ellis.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I want them to do well. They've got the experience. I mean, Butch ran for VP.
Yeah.
He knows his stuff. He's already a professor. He knows his stuff. He's so good. What else was it good? Oh, I wanted to talk about something that we're doing locally. Was that the end of the show? Yeah. So, in regards to that, people are losing their benefits. The homeless are getting harassed. Trump has his way. They're going to be in internment camps. So here in Carbondale, we are having a free day drive. Please help donate items for the homeless and community members, because now it's not going to be just homeless. It's going to be regular people. They need hats and gloves, hand warmers, hand sanitizer, duffel bags, blankets, sleeping bags, clothing, shoes and boots, tents, small furniture, toiletries, coats and jackets, household items, and toys. Items will be collected from now until November 10th. Kindly note that you can also donate money through Cash App, and I'll put the link in the chat, or write a check to Carbondale United. They're located at 309 East Jackson Street, Carbondale, Illinois, 62901. It's a little tan building on the right. You'll see it. And the number is 618-967-9993. I'll put the link in the chat. So, and then they're gathering stuff together so they can have a free community day. That's this one. Free community day. Saturday, November 15th. At the Collaboration Center, which is Carbondale United, same address. So homeless services from 11 a.m. to 1. You get hot meals, warm clothing, hygiene kits, resource referrals, support and compassion. Then community services, free groceries, community resources, raffle prizes, winter items, local agencies and vendors. So there you go. They're doing the good work. And I'll put that in the chat if anybody's watching that's local. And there's probably stuff happening in your community as well. You just have to find the people that are doing the work. There's people that are doing their best. And this is the reason I know about it is because of Nancy Maxwell. She is a city council woman that I happen to fully support. She was the one that that spoke on the homeless when we went to talk about it a couple weeks ago, and now they're starting to talk about it at least. You know, I was going through the Explore Carbondale website, like looking at what they budgeted. You know, they just rezoned some land so they can put solar panels on it. That's fine. They're also working on bike paths. That's fine, but not over a person's life.
Right.
Yep. I mean, the priorities are kind of.
Yeah. Yep.
But anyway.
All right.
So thank you all for being here.
Thanks, everybody.
I know we go long. There's just so much to cover. We try to trim it down. It's just so hard.
But thanks everybody for, coming along with us on our ride for the green live stream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And yeah, hopefully I don't blow up too much, but no, it was really fun. And thanks for all the interactions too, folks. We really appreciate that.
And I didn't cry today. I've been upset for a few days. So it seems like the situation just keeps getting worse. I don't like seeing people hurt, and it's not about me. It's just I have compassion for people, and I'll tell you, if you want to hang on for another minute, the quick story. One of our city council people, Adam Lose, if you're listening, flip us off for having compassion. Yeah. That's who we're dealing with.
City government.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it made the papers.
Oh, really? That's funny.
Because that's recorded.
Yeah, right. I mean, right. Come on, people.
I don't know what it's going to take, but we will bring you a proposal. Trust me on that. We're going to work on something, and if you can't find it in your heart to care about people, we'll bring you some facts. How it's going to save lives, save money, just be a good thing for the community. So.
All right, everybody.
That's it. That's me.
Yep.
All right. Take care. We'll see you on Wednesday.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
An uprising, we're rising up. It's an uprising, we're rising up. It's an uprising. Fight the power. It's an uprising. Fight the power.